Hello everyone and welcome back to another GTA 5 online video where we have another episode of Revisited, where we take a look at previously released pieces of content which have had a significant impact to the world of GTA Online and rerun them through one of my ye olde review videos. This particular video is going to be all about the Avenger. The Avenger is a doomsday heist hybrid aircraft with two massive props that can point up and forwards. It has tons of weapons on board and a heap of other features that makes the Avenger one of the best things to own in the game, if not the best. It's a flying fortress that can get you places, take out bad guys, and give your car a paint job while you're giving tryhards a blowjob. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. To get an Avenger, you have to splash out at least 3.5 million up to a maximum tuned model price of just shy of 5 million. It sounds pretty expensive, especially since you need to buy the place to store it at first, which is also pretty expensive in itself, but compare this to the price of buying a bunch of crappy cars every DLC drop and it's actually not that bad in comparison. The Avenger comes with not one, but 3 cannons, assuming you pay for all the modifications. And hot damn, these things are good. Like, too good. Too good for human players to take advantage of. Alright, so to begin, the cannons offer a full 360-degree sphere of influence in which they can dish out the pain, which is pretty good, but once you start testing out how far these things can reach, then you realise just how much of a Chad these things are. Put it this way, here's me aiming at a target who is popping in and out of render distance. That is the distance in which the game starts making them invisible because it thinks they're too far away to be worth showing on the screen. It saves memory and stuff. This is at this range. I told them to park their car all the way here, and although I couldn't see them physically, I could still hit them. I had a look at the graphics settings on the PC version to see if I could tweak them a bit to allow me to see further into the distance so that they could show up on screen, but it didn't seem to work, and no matter what graphics settings I had, they always disappeared at a certain distance, so oh well. These cannons will literally shoot as far as the eye can see, and with their high damage and high rate of fire, these cannons are insanely powerful. The only downside to them is the fact that the projectile that you fire out travels at a leisurely pace, meaning that you will need to get some practice into how much lead you will need on the target to hit, but in most cases you're only going to need to hit them once because these projectiles deal the equivalent of RPG damage, blowing up an insurgent in just 9 hits. These are what the Bombushka needs, not these! On top of that, the aircraft comes supplied with 50 bombs, of the 4 variants of your choice, but you might want to just stick with standard bombs.
Oh no. Oh shit. Oh, I didn't even kill me.
The bombs suck!
What even happened, Pyro? I get it. You got some bomb wrong. The cluster bombs are pretty powerful.
Men Pyro gave me the ultra.
You also have flares, chavs, smoke, which you're not going to really need because, well, I'll show you shortly. Standard entry into the aircraft is through the small doors at the front, but the rear of the aircraft is where all of the magic begins. If you go in through the back, we've got ourselves pretty much a carbon copy of the Mobile Operations Center truck. We can spray paint and customize vehicles, we can spray paint and customize weapons, as well as take control of the exterior guns of the aircraft. I should also point out that while the Avenger technically has like, 9 seats in total, you can actually carry an entire lobby of players using the cargo hold, making it rather handy for people like me to transport a lot of players at one time without the use of a friendly modder to teleport them all places. It comes in very handy for those rare occasions where I need to make a video with a lot of people in it. Although this thing is humongous and is rather sluggish when it comes to flying around, like a helicopter, switching it over to the horizontal flying plane mode, the Avenger actually handles pretty darn well. Well enough to stunt to a certain extent, but just remember that you are a rather big boy, so you might want to still be careful, otherwise you'll end up crashing into something. But at least you won't immediately explode because the Avenger for some reason is equipped with a magical energy barrier created by the fairies of the Magic Forest to enable the aircraft to have crashes that would immediately self-destruct literally any other plane, but the Avenger is much much more resilient to crashing into stuff. You can take advantage of this and make use of the twin propellers to use as a flying blender to grind up anyone who's going for a swim, or perhaps those goddamn oppressors!
Have a great time.
As well as just very honourably crash head-on into rival aircraft. Hell, I ain't judging. Defense against weapons is also some of the best in the game, along the likes of the Insurgent and the Mobile Operations Center, though there are a few things that are still pretty effective at taking out Avengers very quickly, such as the machine guns of the Laser and the Hydra, the anti-air gun, or the orbital cannon. But at least you won't have to worry about Oppressor Mark IIs that much, because this thing can, well, actually evade them. But hey, you might be saying, well, this is all well and great, but I have no friends, I hate my life and the Avenger needs more people in it.
What up yo? It's Mr. Chrome, here to show you how you can make some friends in GTA Online, and in general by simply checking out the official PRG Discord. You can chat about random crap, show off clips, get help with making videos, and even mingle with a human who made this channel. Join now, or forever be without allies that can team up with you inside an Avenger.
But in the meantime, the Avenger comes with an autopilot function, so anyone who doesn't have any friends who want to use the Avenger as a stationary flying turret hotspot can do just that. You are rather, well, stationary, so while it is pretty cool to use the Avenger as a turret, you are also rather vulnerable to attack by literally anything in GTA Online. And when I say vulnerable, I do mean vulnerable. While the aircraft itself is a giant flying turtle shell, certain parts, such as the control panels and the propellers, are prone to being shot off, permanently crippling the aircraft and forcing the crew to make an emergency landing or evacuatory parachute jump. Though this is unlikely because the thing is so tough, you could get shot down, smash into the ground and still not blow up. You can just get out and get on the street from there. If you lose a propeller, it's not going to be a simple case of just gliding in plane mode to the nearest runway and landing the thing like a plane. Due to how the aircraft is designed, the propellers would collide with the tarmac, so it might pose some significant problems if it's an emergency situation. Just something to keep in mind, eh? One extra bonus fact, so you know whenever you park up your Avenger and you go into your bunker and such, well, it shows the aircraft all folded up and stuff. Well, actually what you're seeing is a separate rendered model of the aircraft being used for this one little cutscene. It's not the aircraft that you were flying around in just earlier. We can take a closer look at this alternative model using mods and even fly the thing around. Pretty interesting, huh? So that's the Avenger. After doing further testing on the Avenger, I gotta say, I think I'm gonna be using this thing a lot more in the future. I really didn't know that the cannons were this good before. It's too bad that the Bombushka didn't get similar cannons all around, or hell, trade the weapons of the two aircraft, which I think would have made both aircraft a bit more balanced compared to everything else in the game, except the Oppressor Mark II. But hey, that's just me. But hey, let me know what you guys think in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure to stick around, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and check out our Discord channel. It's a fun place that'll enthrall your ocular and audible senses with entertainment and information and stuff. Everything is in the description below, and I will see you around, peeps.